Hello, I have a new document made in Inkscape. I took a screenshot and drug the image onto the page. I'll be using it in a moment. Otherwise, it's just a brand new page. What we want to do is change the size of the page. So we're going to go up to File, Document Properties. And I'm going to change the format to inches. We want our banners to be 48 inches wide, that's 4 feet long, and 24 inches tall. At this time, if you have the clear page on the default of the new Inkscape program, I'm going to ask you to click on Page and change that color to white. You can do that by changing the saturation, dragging the saturation all the way down to 0, and if you need to, the lightness all the way up to 100, and that will change your background, the background of your page to white. And then it doesn't matter what the border or the desktop looks like. And we can close that out. And if you hit the 5 key, that will zoom to your page and show the entire page. If you hit the 4 key, it will zoom to whatever you have selected. Okay, so with our page sized properly for the banner, and the background as white because all the banners have white backgrounds, we will now add text, images, and shapes. Let me hop over here and lock the aspect ratio so that I can grab the corner and make this a little bit larger. I'm going to trace bitmap on this image because we want the images to look like they're going to look for the client. And so that is looking pretty good. If it didn't look pretty good, I would need to go in there and clean it up and make it look good. So that is why we do want to trace bitmap on any images that we're going to have on our design. But we are not going to trace bitmap on any text that we add. Free banners made by students. I do not like this font for this because it just was all caps. Aspect ratio still locked. And let me just add some shapes here so we have some design elements to talk about. All right, so I have some text in here. I have an image. I have some shapes. We do want to make sure we trace bitmap on any images. Any designs that are made in Inkscape, such as text or shapes, should be left as not vectorized. Basically, we just want the banner to look like it will look when the vinyl gets cut. So that is why we are going to take any text and make sure that it has a fill color of a vinyl that we actually have in class. Oh, looks like my go to Object, Fill and Stroke menu. Looks like the opacity on my fill has been decreased. Yeah, so we want it to look like it's going to look. So we'll have choose fill colors for colors of vinyl that we actually have. We have red, we have a primary blue, we have hot pink. So just make sure that any colors you are using are colors that we actually have. The stroke paint, I want you to just remove it And, you know, it'd be okay to have a stroke there as long as it was hairline, but let's just remove the stroke paint because there is not going to be an outline on this vinyl. And if we do have a stroke there and it happens to be thick, it'll make it seem like these solids are going to be cut out larger than they actually will. So it's important to have fill colors that are actual colors of vinyl that we have. Hey, the opacity is down on all of my colors, and then remove the stroke color, the stroke, just to make sure that we have that the shape, see how that got a little bit smaller when I have the stroke there because it's a little larger, it's actually making the shape look larger than it will when it's cut. So fill colors, solid fill colors that are existing colors of vinyl, and yeah, we have brown, we have green, we have black, we have hot pink. All right, the other things that we want to see on this video is that things are centered. So we are going to go to the object menu and open up the align and distribute panel. It's going to be useful to do a lot of these relative to the page. My text, it would make sense for it to be centered relative to the page. Now, maybe what I'd like to do is align another line of text and some images so that they are left justified with my text. Over here, I might choose biggest object, which is going to make sure that my text doesn't move because the text is the largest object. So if I left justify, oh, I guess it decided that the star was the biggest object. So I'll undo that, Command Z. I think what I'll choose is first selected. What this is saying is this is the thing that will not be moved. Since my text has been centered, I will select that first. I'm holding the Shift key so I can select the other two objects. And now I know that these three elements are lined up on their left side. And this is still centered. I think I'll just make this look great, you know, like size-wise. And then I selected that first and the image second. I will right justify that. So now I know that, you know, these elements are lined up on the left and the right. And we want to make sure that all of our designs and our elements are arranged artfully and aligned thoughtfully. We're not going to vectorize the text, which, you know, we would go up to path and do object of path. We are not going to do that because we want to be able to retain the information for the fonts that we used. And when we are done with when we do the final banner, our clients may choose to change the text, or there could be some spelling issues that we're going to want to be able to utilize the text nature of this. And once we object to path, we won't be able to do that. So now what we're going to do is take a screenshot. Let's make sure nothing is selected, so just click away. Looks like I have a guide there that it keeps popping up, so I'm going to delete that. So I just want my image to look like it's going to look. Go away, guide. I don't know why it keeps popping back up. All right, so I'm going to hit Shift, Command 4, and just make sure I capture a little bit of the gray background. That way the client will be able to see what the banner is actually going to look like. And that screenshot right there will be on the desktop, and that's what I want to attach to the classroom. Additionally, make sure you go up and save your document, name it banner, you know, whatever the club is. This is, I'm going to say this is for graphics class because it's advertising stuff we do, but really I'm not going to save it. Yeah, and then you can repeat it for another banner. I just want to say also to make sure you don't have more than 4 colors on here and you keep it pretty simple, because we are actually going to have to make these in the end. So don't be doing anything that's too detailed or with too many colors, because it's just making more work for us. All right, that's it.